Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports again. It is March 4th, 2022. And you know what that is? That's the time that you subscribe. That's the time that you like. And that's the time that you hit the notification on this channel. So here's the deal. Yeah. Did the Clippers end the Lakers season yesterday? I think the answer is yes, absolutely. And like Reggie Jackson, 36 points for a guy that was almost out of the league. They're getting 36 points from this guy, and the Lakers' struggles continue. 14 of their next 19 games are on the road. And not only are they on the road, they are against pretty damn good teams. So you tell me, did the Clippers end the Lakers season last night? And, can the Lakers actually rebound from this and finish the next 19 games actually with a winning record? I check this clip out from Stephen A, and then you tell me after this, okay?
Versus the Lakers. This time, easy work, 21 points. How about Reggie Jackson? Big night, putting up 36. The Clippers shot 17 of 27 on threes. As far as the purple and gold, LeBron had 26, 8, and 4. Here's LeBron and Russ. Westbrook keeping an open mind.
Everything's the opposite of what you envisioned. Has that been hard for you, especially considering your stature, your credentials, to absorb?
What did I envision?
I would imagine some wins.
I mean, you said based on what I envision. I want to know what you think I envision.
You envisioned coming here and winning a championship, or at least being.
Is the season over?
It certainly isn't on.
Is the season over?
No, sir.
Thank you. I had no expectations. The last 4 years of me, I've been on different teams 4 times. So my envision of kind of thinking everything gonna be peaches and cream, I don't. That's not realistic. That's not life.
I mean, they're a better team. You got to get a win. I don't even look at this point. I don't even look at the record or the standings. I look at the next opponent and in between days, how what do we not do so well? What do we do well? How can we continue to push and get a win?
Whenever he says that, do you remember 112 Peaches and Cream?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if that was before your time. But
Oh, no, I love that song.
I went right to 112. That's not where Stephen A's mind went, though. Let me ask you this, Stephen A. In all seriousness, when you have LeBron James, you feel like there's always a chance, right? But is this season over?
Season's over. What I mean when I say the season's over is that the Lakers ain't playing past April. They'll be home in the first round. Whether it's the play-in game before the first round or the first round, they're going home. They will not be a part of a championship competition that's taking place. They're not a part of the equation. They're just not that relevant. And it hurts me to say that because we all know where I want to be in L.A. I mean, come June, I want to be in L.A. and Miami. That's my dream scenario. I ain't apologizing for it to a damn soul. That's how I feel. Ain't going to happen. Not on the West Side. Ain't going to happen. And it's not going to happen because we have an MVP like LeBron James who's playing like an MVP, but with all due respect, not necessarily leading like one, because of the roster that he's somewhat responsible to have accumulated, have assembled. He made the wrong decision betting on Westbrook. Now, we know that Russell Westbrook is having the worst season of his career. I don't think Russell Westbrook's season is over. Russell Westbrook can attack the basket still better than most. I think attack or kick, and some of the doldrums he suffered from can be eradicated. We don't know what to do about the durability of Anthony Davis. All right, I don't blame Carmelo Anthony one bit because I think he's done what you expected him to do coming off the bench for the Los Angeles Lakers. Malik Monk has been significantly better than I ever thought he would be. I'm impressed with Malik Monk. And THT, he was hurt last night, wasn't playing. But when he's in a lineup, he gives them some a post as well. And Reeves, I like this kid as well. So there are things to like about the Lakers. Here's what we don't like. We don't like their leadership, and we don't like their culture. And I don't know if we should like their coaching. We'll go to the coaching first. Frank Vogel is a championship coach and knows what the hell he's doing. But there's something to be said about one's ability to galvanize the troops. And I think that it is clear that they are tone deaf to him. It's just obvious. That's number one. Number two, we look at the front office. You got Jeannie Buss listening to Linda and Kurt Rambis because one lady's a best friend and the other dude is a husband, and this dude has no reputation whatsoever as a coach or an executive. As a player, yes, he was a champion, but as a coach or an executive, ain't nobody listening to Kurt Rambis but her, and it makes no sense. And Rob Pelinka is Mr. Pleaser, so you're up there and you're trying to please everybody instead of lead, and it's compromised you. But number three, we get to Russell Westbrook, and after I say this, Janae, I'll hand it to you. Russell Westbrook is going into the Hall of Fame. Russell Westbrook has never cheated us. And he is right when people in the past have gone after his character because it has been unfair to him. But if folks have been unfair to him in the past, he would be unfair to be upset at people for calling him out for these sound bites that he has given in the past calendar year. Washington, D.C., I don't care about championships. I see plenty of champions that are less happier in life than me. That's not why people walking through the turnstiles to hear that kind of nonsense coming out of your mouth. You understand? That's number one. Number two, he did it earlier, just a few weeks ago. Please, do you take it home with me? Don't take it home with me. They could take that stuff home with them. I'm good. That's the impression he's given. Last night, knowing you're playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, the most storied franchise in basketball annals with 17 championships. You are a L.A. native. You know Laker Nation. And you sitting there talking about, I had no expectations. You had no expectations playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. These are some very egregious comments on his part.
I knew that word was coming.
And this guy, and he walks out, they're reprehensible. And you go out there, and it's almost like he doesn't play like this because the effort, he never cheats us. But the sound bites he gives comes across like, I got my money. I'm good no matter what. Especially in the times we living in. You just can't say stuff like that. You just can't say stuff like that. Love Russell Westbrook. Respect the hell out of him. You cannot say stuff like that. And people are going to remember that. And I'll leave it at that.
You know, I think the hardest thing for me to digest after hearing that is, you know, I get, you know, you cash out and we talk about, you know, Bradley Beal, make your money and not having the potential of winning a championship possibly with the Wizards the years moving forward. You make your peace, you reconcile that as, you know, professional athletes. But when you've had the journey of Russell Westbrook where you went to OKC, you sniffed a championship, that didn't happen. You tag team with James Harden. All right, you guys are supposed to, you know, analytically get over the hump and win. That doesn't happen. Then you go to the Wizards and people are coming on you for no championships. That's why you hear those things. The moment you step into LA, that's out the window because you're playing alongside LeBron James and even AD when he's out there. And you know that those two already won a championship, and I'm someone that's a former MVP that's supposed to put them back there. And that's why it's more shocking for me to hear that. But I do think that, and as Kendrick Perkins says quite a bit, this is more of a sign that he has been broken over the course of this season.
Is the Lakers season over? I think it is. And the funny thing is, Stephen A. Smith says, oh, even if they make the play-in tournament, are you freaking kidding me? The way that they're playing now, like the way that they played in the last 3-4 games, you honestly think that they're going to make the play-in tournament? You know, it just like, it's really, really depressing to watch. But I just can't see them making the play-in tournament, because at the end of the day, you got to make a change. They have tuned Frank Vogel out. He's out of the picture. So why not just fire the guy? Like, I hate for people to lose their jobs, but, you know, it's not getting the job done. It's not his fault. I'm just saying the players are not listening to him. So I don't know what you want to do here. If you're Rob Pelinka, or maybe he might even lose his job, I have no idea. So I'm pretty sure the Clippers ended the Lakers season last night. Now let's talk about the Clippers. Clippers are a very, very good team. even without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And I said it before, they might come back, and they're pretty lethal if they come back. You know, Golden State is just on a really, really bad falling right now. And you got to watch out for this Clipper team, because Reggie Jackson, 36 points, Luke Kennard, Zubac, Marcus Morris, the list goes on. And Terrence Mann was on a rampage in the first 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And this is without their stars. You know, it's only a matter of time before everyone gives the Clippers credit. And I know a bunch of people do give them credit, but you know, you don't hear it because the media is always talking about 76ers or the Nets or the Heat or the Suns or the Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies. But I'm telling you now, Clippers are on the rise. And once they get the two juggernauts back, it's game over. You know what I mean? Like, I beg you guys to actually debate this with me. Tell me that something different. You know what I mean? Because you can't. If you've seen how Clippers played this season, you know, you can't argue the fact that they're on the rise. And if you're a Clippers fan, you're very excited to what's coming up next, because next year, like, let's just say if those two guys don't come back, right? Next year, you got Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell, Paul George, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Reggie Jackson, Zubac, Marcus Morris. Like, holy crap, that's a freaking squad and a half. So, like I said, Clippers on the rise, Lakers, they're on the downfall right now. They got to figure it out. Clippers pretty much ended their season. They have it figured out. And you got to give credit to Jerry West, Frank Lawrence for putting this team together, and Steve Ballmer for putting up the funds for this, because this guy's a billionaire. He can do it. I don't know when their next arena, I don't know when their arena is coming out, the one in Inglewood, but wow, you gotta give them props. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it properly. Telling you now, Clippers on a rise. This is Jag from Jaggy Sports. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and that damn notification button. You have a good weekend, y'all.